at the wheel, it is unsafe. Texting is the most alarming distraction of all, and our youngest drivers are most at risk. Please commit to distracted-free driving today. It can save lives, maybe even your own. This message brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Patrol.
And now, from the palatial studios of WMQM 1600 Memphis, it's time for the Eye on Sports with B-Ball Jones. The #1 most mediocre sports talk show in the history of sports talk. That's new opening beta test 3.7.
I'm still waiting for the 3.9 version, Aya.
Well, it's coming, but it'll be here eventually. Yeah, that's right. Good morning, everybody. Eye on Sports here. B-Ball Jones efforting his way to the studio as we speak. We got the true guru, Mark Kaplan, behind the glass. It should be a fabulous day here in Memphis and the Mid-South. Looks very nice outside. Not as cold as it has been. Still chilly, nonetheless, but it's not going to be quite as frigid. Mark, in his amateur meteorology ways, indicated the reason why it's cold in February and early March is the stagnation of the polar vortex. So,
it's a big deal around here, Ira.
Well, I appreciate you chiming in and your skills as an amateur meteorologist. And I do agree that it's possible that it could be due to polar vortex symptoms. Of course, once you get into April and May, if there's excessive wind, rain, heat, humidity, you can just blame it on El Nino or La Nina. Or you can just say it's weather patterns and it's all cyclical. Whatever you prefer. Today on the show, of course, we're going to talk a little college basketball, especially because Jay is going to want to have bragging rights, and we'll talk to you about what that is in regard to. We will also talk about Memphis Tiger basketball like we always do. There really should not be a day go by where we don't at least mention something about Tiger basketball. We will talk about the NBA. Some exciting stuff happened last night in regard to your Memphis Grizzlies and in regard to a team we talked about yesterday at some length, the Celtics of New England. Also, I want to spend some time today, and hopefully Kurt Runger of Douglas and Runger will call in, as he is a expert aficionado, even though if that might be redundant terms, of the movie Teen Wolf. And I want to discuss, I watched a little bit of Teen Wolf. Really, the only part I watched was the end, when Michael J. Fox, a.k.a. Scott Howard's Beaverton Beavers, took on Mick McAllister's Dragons for the championship. So I want to talk about that as well. Mark, if you could have one jersey, okay? You're not a jersey guy. You don't wear jerseys. I'm not a jersey guy either. I don't wear jerseys. If you could have one jersey, and you don't have to answer this immediately unless you already know the answer off the top of your head, one fictional jersey, okay? It could be what was it, the chubby kid that played goalie from the Mighty Ducks, Goldberg. It could be Penny Hardaway from Blue Chips, Butch McRae. It could be Scotty Howard from the Beaverton Beavers. It could be Lance Harbor from Varsity Blues. If you could have one fictional jersey, what would you wear?
Yeah, you're gonna have to give me a little bit of time on that, Ira. I mean, that's tough. There's a lot of people to choose from.
There are indeed, and while I do not have an answer myself immediately, I'll tell you where I would lean. One time, I think it was probably 1999. Oh, God, I hate saying that because, that's 20 years ago. Somewhere between 99 and 2002, it seemed like every summer I went to Little Rock for Widespread Panic at some point. And we were there, and they have, the general admission in the front where you could just, go down into the pit, and you could be close. So we're pretty close, and I see a few people in front of us. There's a guy wearing a adult size, authentic Chico's Bail Bonds jersey. You know what team that is?
I don't think so.
Chico's Bail Bonds on the back, sponsored by Chico's Bail Bonds. The Bad News Bears team.
You love that.
Oh, God, such a good dude. Have you not watched that movie?
No, I've seen it. It's just been a long time. I need to see the unedited version.
Unedited by what?
I'm just saying, if you watch it like on regular cable, it's edited, like censored.
There's no real curse words in that movie.
Anyways, I think I have a tie for first.
Are you talking about the original version?
Yeah.
You need to sit down and watch the unedited, or I think it's on Netflix or Amazon or whatever. I'll see which one. If you need to borrow a code, I can hook you up. But just the sheer child endangerment aspect. You know, Jay always talks about these movies from the 80s that promote rape culture or peeping Tom culture, where, you know, like in Revenge of the Nerds, he has sex with Stan's girlfriend, even though she doesn't know who it is. I mean, that's basically rape. And, you know, so many other movies like that. This is like him driving in a convertible with like 9 kids piled in. He's got open liquor. He's drinking while he's driving. And it's just like unbelievably, you know, unbelievable child endangerment. But anyway, who do you think you have up there tied for your first?
Well, first I was going to say Rudy, but then it's Notre Dame, and I really don't want that. So I'm actually going to go kind of to another true story. In the Jamaican bobsled team, I would get Jamaican bobsled team jersey from Cool Runnings.
So you're going to wear a skin-tight, one-piece Jamaican bobsled team outfit as opposed to...
No. Remember when they have Jamaican fever and they show like the Jamaican shirts that they're all wearing in support? That's what I wear.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go to the judges panel and decide whether or not that's actually a jersey or not. Team supporter T-shirts. I mean, that's like saying, would you rather wear a Tony Allen jersey, or does it count if you wear a whatever the T-shirts that Verno used to make? Like, that's what that's saying.
Okay. I'll think of something else then.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to give him that much credit, but yes. Hey, Jay, welcome to the show. You know, right, that's something you might want to come up with. We'll give you like a 1A on that. Jay, what I was talking about was I mentioned that I wanted to talk at some point today on the show about the movie Teen Wolf, and I asked Kurt Runger to join us because he's a Teen Wolf aficionado.
It's Teen Wolf.
Teen Wolf. The question I had for Mark was, if you could get any jersey from a fictional jersey from like a sports movie or whatever,
Well, that's good.
What would you get? So I said, like, I didn't say this was one of mine, but I said that one of the ones that I saw that was just like totally unbelievable to me was I was at a Widespread Panic show, and this guy was wearing an authentic Chico's Bail Bonds California Bears jersey.
That's
and
pretty good.
It was really good.
I might get a Monty Brewster Hackensack Bulls. You know, the Slick Blues from
the Slick Blues?
Yeah.
Are the original jerseys?
No, the Slick Blues.
I like it. That'd be awesome.
Because, you know, get Brewster across the back. Or Ricky Vaughn, a Cleveland Indians Ricky Vaughn jersey. Does it have to be a fictional team?
Yeah, I'm going to say it has to be a fictional team as well.
Fictional team.
Because
that counts, though.
You know, well, that's like a different category, really, because, you know, you could really say, I'm going to say it's a different category, because you could really put, like Monty Brewster, his only item of clothing that he had was his actual Cubs jersey.
So you're saying, like, I couldn't go with the Rookie of the Year, Rowan Garnison?
That is what he's saying.
That's what I'm saying, correct. That would be in a different category, similar. First of all, this is all just subjective nonsense banter.
No, these are real categories.
Yeah. The Academy Award for Best Fictional Person on a Real Team Jersey goes to Henry Rowan Gardner.
I'm trying to think who else I would even...
Let me ask Mark this question real quick. We know that all movies come in twos, okay? There's like the Tommy Lee Jones volcano movie, and then there was like another volcano movie.
Dante's Peak.
Dante's Peak. Little Big League and Rookie of the Year were like around the same time. Which movie you like better?
Sorry, Little Big League and what?
Rookie of the Year, Henry Rowan.
Rookie of the Year.
Which one had Taggart in it? Didn't one of those have Sergeant Taggart?
Little Big League.
And there was a third one, Angels in the Outfield.
Yeah, with Gordon Joseph Hewitt Love the Third.
Yeah, and Doc Brown.
I forgot Doc Brown was in that. Tony Danza is also in that. That movie's not quite as good as the other two.
No.
I got a second choice. Nobody would know it, but I'd get a Bubba Kincaid California Bulls jersey.
I mean, people with half a brain would know it. But yeah, that would be an awesome one right there. The LA Bulls.
California Bulls,
Bubba Kincaid. That'd be awesome. What about, Mark, you wouldn't go with the Steamin' Willie Beeman Miami Sharks jersey?
That's really good, too. I like that one.
That would be good for you, I think. I think Little Big League was a better movie than Rookie of the Year. Rookie of the Year is hard to discount purely because it's, Cubs and stuff, but you got the kid, you got Timothy Busfield playing first base, Big Lou Collins, also Leon Durham, I think, is in Little Big League.
Is he?
I believe
the Bull?
I think the Bull plays on the Twins. And then, of course, you got Taggart. And, I mean, how can you not like a movie that's got Taggart in it? It's like Taggart versus Daniel Stern. Because Daniel Stern, is in Rookie of the Year.
Right.
He's the pitching coach. All right, for $1 million, not paid by me but by somebody else, name the movie which features both Daniel Stern and Taggart together. And you know this movie very well.
Say it again?
Name the movie that has Taggart and Daniel Stern together. Mark, you should know this as well.
Yeah, I just can't put a face to those.
It's not Beverly Hills Cop.
You'll give up?
Yeah.
Breaking Away.
Yeah, I don't really know that one all that well.
Question.
Breaking Away is Dennis Quaid's brother, who's the cop. And Daniel Stern's on the cycling team, the really tall guy.
Yeah, I've only seen that movie once.
I thought you were required to watch it weekly in Indiana.
No, just semi-annually.
Oh. Anyway, what were you gonna say?
Can I have the Karate Kid? Karate.
The gi?
Well, yeah.
Okay, you want to walk around in a gi all day, then I'll give it to you, but that's not something you would really wear.
I mean, I wouldn't wear a jersey either.
But people do wear jerseys, is what I'm saying.
But think about all the respect people would give me if I walked around in that thing.
Jay, you see a guy walking around the street with the bonsai tree on the back of a gi, or a black Cobra Kai gi, like walking around the streets. Respect or no respect?
Depends on their physique, I think.
I'm going to give you the respect, but I'm also dialing mental health services at the same time because the guy's walking in the streets in a gi. Anyway.
Yeah.
Jay, anything you need to say? Anything you want to brag about this morning?
Well, I did get a text from our listener. Our one known listener. We used to have dozens on our old time slot. I'm not sure if they followed us, but I got a text from our listener last night at 9:30 that said, OU 66, Kansas 45, 10 minutes left. You're welcome. Going to bed. You take it home. I did check at that point. It was already home. Here's the thing. Just to recap. Kansas had won how many Big 12 titles in a row?
I think since 2004, they've won every year.
15 in a row, I think. So. It might have been even longer.
14 to 16.
14, 15, which is incredible. Let's not throw shade on that. That is, I mean, in a conference like that, that is truly unbelievable. I mean, it's
very impressive.
Unprecedented and may never be done again.
Probably not.
Then they went and made the mistake of recruiting a bunch of Memphis transfers to lead their team. And I said at the beginning of the year, before the year started, you ain't going to take a team of Memphis transfers and win another Big 12 title.
Sounds like you're throwing some Memphis kids under the bus.
I am. I'm happy to do it.
Okay.
To win conference championships at a high level requires the kind of, I don't want to throw out the wrong word here, but the kind of intangibles, let's throw a broad one out there, that a kind of kid that transfers out of a program, throwing the old coach under the bus, those kids can contribute to your program. Dedrick Lawson's had a great year up there. He's
he does.
National Player of the Year candidate. He's an incredible talent, and for all I know, a very good kid.
Check NBADraft.net and see if his name is popping up on the boards at all.
Last time I checked, he was 60.
Yeah. So for all I know, which actually says a lot about the kind of player he is because he doesn't have kind of the raw, natural ability to be at the top of a draft board, but he can play the college game. However,
well, go ahead.
Stephen A. Smith, however, never made the tournament at Memphis.
True.
Never played 2 years, never made the tournament,
He'll
and
be
now
here this
transferred, and he's part of the first Kansas team to not win a Big 12 title. Is that official, by the way? Did they get eliminated?
Yeah, they're 2 games out with one to go.
Yeah. Now the first team to not win a Big 12 title at Kansas in a decade.
And it also says a lot that the team that's going to win the title, I think, is a team that Memphis had on the schedule this year.
And don't get me wrong, and don't come at me with, well, they had an injury. You think they didn't have injuries in those 15 years?
Women had an injury.
No, their best center before the year got hurt. Mark, help me out.
Azubuike.
Yeah, Azubuike.
Carl McCracken.
Yeah, Carl McCracken, Azubuike got hurt early in the year. So don't come at me with, well,
Come at me, bro.
it's not his fault that the dude got hurt, or it's not his fault that the talent there was down. Don't come at me with any of that. They've had controversy before.
Oh, for sure.
15 years, I'm sure they had injuries. I'm sure they won with less talent in the
You
past.
remember Come At Me, Bro?
Yeah, I was a big come at me, bro guy.
I know you were.
Don't tase me, bro. Don't tase me, bro was even better.
Yeah, Kurt Runger, also a huge fan of the Don't Tase Me, Bro.
Dedrick Lawson has moved up to 58th.
Nice. He's moving up the ranks. If he goes another year of college, he might be in the upper part of the second round.
So this Kansas team was led
Excuse me.
theoretically by Dedrick Lawson, KJ, who is a role player, comes off the bench. I watched a little bit of their game last weekend, and KJ came off the bench.
Yeah.
That was at Oklahoma State. They nearly lost that game. And LeGerald Vick, who was a kind of a returning guy. You know, it's interesting. At the end of last year, he said, and the team came out and said he's gone, that he's not returning for his last year of eligibility. He's going to pursue professional opportunities overseas, et cetera, et cetera. Towards the end of the summer, they reversed course on that, and he came back.
Right.
And it was thought to be, kind of reminded me of the whole Jeremy Hunt situation. The year that he had been thrown off the team at Memphis, and it was a permanent dismissal. And then at the end of the summer, they're like, "Oh, he's back." Permanent reversal, or permanent dismissal, but reversed.
Permanent vacation.
Permanent until told otherwise.
Permanent vacation album by what band?
No idea. Beach Boys.
Mark?
No clue.
How about Aerosmith?
Yeah. So, congratulations to
Dedrick Lawson really has had pretty fantastic year. I mean,
he's a stat sheet stuffer.
he's just
treated with
yeah.
There's Mr. Lawson.
Yeah, we're going to be treated with dignity and respect. It wasn't Mr. Lawson, was it?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, it sure was.
That ad is grandfather Lawson.
That's for a funeral home.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on that today. Holy crepla. I don't want to be talking about funeral homes, especially about a funeral parlor with the same last name.
But not that one. Not to be confused.
Not to be confused.
Yeah, we're all for E.H. Ford.
Sure, I'm not talking
Mortuary
about. I'm not going to
services.
talk about ones with the same last name.
Right. We support all advertisers on the show, including E.H. Ford Mortuary Services.
Oh, especially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, the voiceover on that ad done by
Grandfather Dedrick and KJ.
Grandfather Lawson.
And Chandler and
Very nice man.
Jonathan. And
Has a great show on these airwaves at
10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, I'm not sure.
somewhere in the 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock hour. So
Sometime between 9 o'clock and 4.
tune in for that. But all that to say, not surprised that Kansas didn't win the Big 12. You heard it here first. You really did.
That's why I said that. So that's why I asked if you had
Yeah.
anything to brag about.
Yeah.
You did say that you
I'm going to work on my next big prediction. You know, I called Trump like in the summer of 2015. I was like, this guy's going to win. And everybody thought I was nuts. Leading up to the election, everybody thought I was nuts. I called that, Ira.
I don't recall that, but I'm not going
Nostradamus over
I'm
here.
not going to dispute it.
Oh, you just talk to Kanish or Mexico Field or any of the
Yeah, I'm going to talk to the same people.
Flash Gordon and
I'm going to talk to the same people that are going to corroborate the fact that you invented the meme.
some of them, yes. Look, a talented individual, what can I say?
And you're humble.
Very humble. Pays off handsomely at home, I can assure you.
Yeah, I'll bet it does.
Good God, what a crap show this morning.
I'll bet. It's good for you.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, take us out of here.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little Tiger basketball, some NBA, and hopefully maybe some Teen Wolf action. All right, we'll be right back.
Come on now.
Hey everybody, the Eye on Sports here to tell you about Advatech. Advatech is a local IT company that manages your business's computer network and technology. They make sure your network is secure to prevent any type of security breach which could possibly compromise your company's information or your customers' information. Advatech is a one-stop shop for any computer problems. No need to waste valuable time on calling tech support. One call, they will handle everything for you. Advatech can also help you save on average $500 a month on your office phones and internet costs by doing a vendor cost analysis for their customers. If you own a business and are tired of frustrating computer issues, call Advatech. Advatech, we are your IT department. Call 901-262-7925 or email support@advatech.com. ADVATEK. Advatech 262-7925.
Boost the audio to make it sound
It's that time of year again. We're Just Cooling. Call Just Cooling Refrigeration for all your heating and air needs. They specialize in residential and commercial. For a complete listing of all the services that they provide, contact them at www.justonecooling.com. Again, www.justonecooling.com. They're licensed, bonded, and insured for over 18 years. Give them a call, 901-848-1772. You want to be cool? You know I do. Give them a call, 901-848-1772.
I have a very honest golf instructor. This is Sheldon Rosengarten with Marks Bensdorf Realtors. My instructor is Marty Fulton, a PGA Life member whom you may remember from Plantation, Whispering Woods, or Holiday Golf Club. When I asked him what I might do to improve my game, Marty, what did you tell me?
Sheldon, I told you to get your clubs together, put them in your car, then take them to the nearest lake and toss them in.
Great, Marty. You're a big help.
Sheldon, you're far better at selling homes than you'll ever be at golf. That's why people often say when you want the job done, call Sheldon.
Thanks, Marty. And if you or someone you know is thinking about selling their home, you should talk to 2 to 3 real estate brokers and make sure that I am one of them. Find out the difference in what they do in my highly successful strategic marketing program with the Shellbucks option. You or they can reach me at 682-1868 or memphisrelocate.com. That's Sheldon Rosengarten at 682-1868 or memphisrelocate.com. Do it now.
You might. Favorite version of Shakedown Street? Mark, go.
You've already said that. I still prefer this.
You what?
I still prefer this one.
This one? I can't remember what year I pulled this off of. Could be 81. Best version, 628.85. I'm sorry, 630.85. Meriwether Post Pavilion, just outside of D.C. Oh, so good.
I think I might have my jersey, Ira.
All right, go ahead.
Happy Gilmore hockey jersey.
The one that he wore in the movie?
Yeah.
Wasn't that a Boston Bruins jersey?
Yeah, but it says Happy Gilmore on the back.
Does
At
it?
least my fictional jersey does.
Right, but see, that goes to the other category. An actual jersey with a fake name.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Thought I had to get
I didn't think we were being too difficult here. It's, you know, I mean, you think about like Varsity Blues, Blue Chips, Friday Night Lights, Any Given Sunday, the Longest Yard with Burt Reynolds, The Mean Machine.
Oh, that movie's. I watched the new one with Adam Sandler. It's so bad.
Yeah, but the original with Burt's good. How about the movie Victory? You know what the movie Victory is?
No.
Jay, you familiar with Victory?
Is that the 80 Olympic hockey team? Or that was
No, well, I don't know if that movie is called that or not, but
no, that's Miracle on Ice.
yeah, no, this
Miracle
is
on 34th Street. Something.
yeah, no. Victory is a movie with starring Michael Caine, Rocky Balboa, and Pele, and they are prisoners in a Nazi whatever prison camp. Okay, and then the guards, this is just like The Longest Yard, except, well, a little different. The guards want to play a game against the inmates, a soccer game. Okay, so the players, the prisoners, have figured out a way how to escape the prison by like digging a hole through the shower or something. I don't know. So anyway, they play a game against the Nazis, and then, you know, it's about whatever, them trying to either escape or win the game, and you'll have to watch the movie to find out what happens.
I'll check that out.
Yeah. So great. Sylvester Stallone trying to play soccer is it's pretty it's pretty funny, actually.
Sly.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of a couple other good ones. You know the movie Bring It On, Mark?
The cheerleading movie?
Yeah, you can have a Rancho Carne High School cheerleader jersey.
I want to go with the Rancho Cucamonga.
Rancho Cucamonga, that's Workaholics, right? Isn't that where they live? I was watching some Workaholics clips on YouTube the other day. Man, that show is really funny, and it's just really dirty.
All right, here are the top 8 fictional sports teams from pop culture according to the Google.
All right, go ahead.
The Charleston Chiefs.
You know what that's from?
Slapshot.
Correct.
The Bayside Tigers.
Mark?
Saved by the Bell.
All right.
The Western University Dolphins. That's pretty good that that's all the way that high.
Oh, yeah, because you could have a Shaq or you could have Penny.
Yeah, but they didn't have names. Oh, maybe they did.
They did. McRae and Boudreaux.
Well, I knew they had names, but were the names on the jerseys? Because it was modeled after UCLA.
Not sure. I don't think so, but I think I've seen people wearing the knockoffs or whatever that has the names on the back. All right, anyway, go ahead.
The Miami Sharks, we've already mentioned.
Yeah.
The Flint Tropics. I never saw that movie.
That's weak.
Is that the semi-pro?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's also a remake of an older movie. That's pretty weak. But anyway.
The Dillon Panthers. Ooh. I'll go ahead and get a Jason Street jersey.
It's the Permian. All right, anyway, I'm not going to get into
I
this.
know what it is, but it's the Dillon Panthers.
Okay, that's fine. Dillon Panthers.
I might get a Riggins. Maybe a Street. Maybe a Saracen.
I don't know these. I only know the original from the movie.
The Toon Squad and Monsters.
That is a very popular jersey.
Yeah, the Space Jam.
Yeah, Space Jam.
Especially for Halloween, people love that.
Yeah, they really do. They go because you can go with Bill Murray. All right.
The Mighty Ducks.
The Mighty Ducks. Okay. I mean, I don't discredit that.
Yeah, that's number 1 is the Mighty Ducks.
Really?
Yeah, the two that the last 2 on that list were the Bad News Bears.
Oh, man, I told you, love that.
As you said, and then Team Drake. What is Team Drake? 2009.
What the hell is that?
Oh, I know what that is.
Yeah, who is that broad?
I don't know. Aubrey Drake Graham. Who knows? Team
Whoa.
Drake. So, there you go.
Send me that link, huh?
And you all watched the Grizz game last night.
I was going to look up.
Yeah, I wanted to get
Grizz.
into that. So I turned on the game in the late first half. Grizz were trailing, and then somehow it escaped my mind to go back to it. And then I looked, and the Grizzlies beat one of the top teams in the West, the Portland Trail Gangsters, 120-111.
Mike Conley with 40. It's a big.
Mike Conley taking a page from Jeremiah Martin's book.
Yeah.
If you're the only guy on the team that can score a lot.
Well, hey, don't forget your boy DeLon Wright.
Yeah, but he had 40 out of 120.
Yeah, DeLon Wright at 25.
Yeah,
It's pretty good. 9 of 13. Very efficient.
Where's DeLon Wright from?
Like what college?
Yeah.
Of course he went. How do you not know that he went to Utah? We talked about it on the show.
Oh, you're right. We did talk about you. Did he play with Doliak?
I think he played with Keith Van Horn.
You know what? He might have played with Van Horn. Did I ever tell you my Van Horn story?
Probably, but I forget.
When I went to Barclays, the first or second year it was open, the new Brooklyn Arena.
Oh yeah.
To see the Grizzlies play the Nets, and there was a dude sitting right by me in a old school New Jersey Nets Van Horn jersey. And I was like, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
He was not a bad player at all, even in the NBA.
Oh, Van Horn? He went to the finals, didn't he, with the Nets?
Yeah, he was on the
Kittle.
2001, probably. Kittles, Van Horn, Dwayne Shinsis.
Stop.
I don't know. They had somebody else on that team.
Shinsis was great.
Shinsis, sweaty Kentucky waterfall mullet flapping in the wind is one of the greatest sights I've ever seen.
The Grizzlies are winners of 3 of their last 5. Mark, what does this mean?
Call off the dogs, JB.
No, they're actually playing pretty well. I was actually thinking about last night. If we go into next year with Jonas Valanciunas and Joakim Noah as our center and backup center, if that's enough, I mean, Noah's played great. Everyone loves his energy. Great locker room guy.
I say no way he's here.
What's that?
I say no way he's here. I don't see him wanting to continue to play in a city as uncosmopolitan as Memphis, unless he really is serious about his career and wants to really, show what he can do. Because he was worthless in New York, so maybe if he goes to a city like that, it's going to be too much trouble for him. If he stays in a quiet city like Memphis, you could find trouble in any city, but you're more likely to find it in a city that's got 24-hour-a-day action.
Yeah, Valanciunas last night, 17 points.
Let me ask you, Jay, were you asking him in terms of
2 rebounds? Not a lot of rebounds.
No. Mark, how does this work?
Thank you.
Please.
All right.
School us, master.
Yeah, right. If they get a top 8 pick, they make that pick. If they get 9 or below, they give it to Boston. That's how it works.
So they want to have a good enough record where they don't finish with a bad enough record to get them odds to be in a higher position.
You added a clause that didn't need to
between
be
8 and 3.
Like right now, we're currently 6th, right? So if we finish,
you're not 6. You have the 6th worst record,
right? But I'm saying if we get the 6th, 7th, or 8th pick, that's worst case scenario, right? You want to get top 3 pick or 9th pick.
Gotcha. 9th or below. Okay. So if you keep winning, you're going to put yourself in better odds position to not get 9 to whatever 8 to 3.
Right. Like if the Grizzlies end up with the 9th worst record, someone has to, if someone jumps them, then they might get the 9th or 10th pick. So that's the way you want to go. You either want to convey the pick or get a top 3 pick.
All right. I'm saying let's win every other game. Let's win every game for the rest of the season, and then we'll be like the 13th, and then convey it.
I still want Zion. You know who they have number 2 right now?
Who's number 2 rated player? Ja Morant.
Ding, 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 ding.
Really? Who?
Yeah, that's who they have going.
I've never seen him. I don't know anything about him other than Ja, J-A, like Ja Rule, Morant. You know where he plays for, don't you? He's part of that Murray State pipeline.
Is he a racer? Isn't that what they are?
Yeah, he's a racer. He's a Murray State racer.
They have such a good athletic program.
Do they whip the crap out of Memphis baseball?
No, I mean, they do. They
really have had
a proud program. Actually, the guy I work with played football there, I believe.
And my buddy's hippie dad went to school there in the 60s.
Oh, no, he didn't. I take that back. The guy I work with played football at Rhodes, but he grew up around Murray, and like his grandfather's part of the program or something. Anyway, he's
Murray, Tucky.
He's a big Murray guy. Fuente started off at Murray, playing or coaching or something.
Maybe he transferred there after he left Oklahoma.
No, that was Southern Illinois. So he had some connection to Murray State. I don't remember.
I don't think it was Murray State. It might have been North Utah State. But anyway, it's close enough.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, what's the difference, right?
So the Grizz got the 2nd pick. Do you want Jay Morant or R.J. Barrett?
No, neither.
Who do you want? Jeremiah Martin?
That's our 2nd round pick.
If the Grizz got the 2nd pick, what is Morant? Is he a shooting guard or is he a point guard?
No, he's a really good point guard. He has great vision, can throw down some dunks. But I'm a big.
What's his vision?
It's definitely like in the 2020.
2020.
Sure.
Right. I would, Okay, sure. Take John Morant.
And I just feel like
You're going to need a point guard to the future. So, yes, go ahead and take him.
right.
Let him learn under the expert tutelage of Michael Conley.
So these are the teams that are worse than the Grizzlies. You ready?
Chicago Bulls,
Correct.
Phoenix Suns,
Correct.
the
You're forgetting a couple obvious ones. I'll just throw them out there. The
Obvious
Knicks,
ones?
the Cavaliers.
The Knicks, yeah, the
Can you
Knicks.
please refer them as the Knickerbockers, please?
No.
Well,
Sure.
yeah, whatever you want. The Knickerbockers, the Cavaliers, the Bulls, the Hawks, the Suns, and the Wizards are just barely in the loss column, tied in the win column, but 3 games in the loss.
By the way, Mark, did you see what your best buddy Trae Young said the other day about him and Doncic?
No.
So Trae Young said, me and Doncic could be like Magic and Bird for the next, 15 years.
Woo! Delusional.
What's
First
he
of
like
all,
about?
so I'm not so sure if he was referring to basketball-wise, like maybe they'll play each other 5 times in the finals or whatever, or if he was talking about, their impact on the game and their, marketability or whatever. But in either case, he's completely wrong. So, Bird and Magic, they came along at the right time, where the NBA was a complete non-entity. They weren't even on live television, and then they changed that. They turned the NBA. People actually said, we can't just run the NBA on tape delay. We have to show this live because of these 2 20-year-olds. That's an impact.
Yeah, it's amazing to me when you hear stories that, even the NBA Finals was tape delayed. Or how is that possible?
Because no one wanted to pay the money to have it on at that time. It wasn't going to outdraw 60 Minutes or the nightly news. So they were like, well, why should we put it on live TV? So there you go.
It'll be interesting. That's what I love. We've talked about it before, about having a professional team, is there is no off season. It's always a constant. In college, it really does. Once the season's over, kids go away. There's news. They've made that more year-round. You get into recruiting and you get into...
It's nothing like the NFL.
But it's nothing like Todd McShay's mock draft 3.6. Or...
How many reps did the best D lineman throw up at 450 at the combine this year?
33
Great question.
How many, Mark?
It was about 33 and a half at, I think the weight was 275 or 225, one of those two.
Really? It's impressive.
Yeah, but not good on the cone shuffle.
What about standing vertical?
For the lineman, it was about 32 and a half inches.
You know what? All jokes aside, regarding the draft, they were talking about Darrell Henderson running the 40, and he ran like a 4.36 40, and then they said it didn't count, and they had to run it again, and it was a little bit lower. It was the number 1 running back. Then I looked again, and it was the 6th. And when I say I looked, I mean I didn't effort to look it up. But on the Memphis Tiger football fan page on Facebook, people post all this stuff. So it was something to the effect that he had the 6th best time. Here's a question for you, sports genii, Mark and Jay.
Just leave me out of that group.
If they're going to do the 40-yard dash for running backs, why don't they make them wear cleats and pads? You don't run in the NFL without your pads on, without your jersey on, without your helmet on. You don't get to wear Speedos and a tank top.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying your speed, let's just say, for argument's sake, they're going to hand you off the ball and you're going to be in a track starting position, and the offensive line and the defensive line just get out of the way so you can have a 40-yard sprint unadulterated. You're still wearing the pads and the cleats and all that stuff.
I think they account for all that. It's, I don't know.
When you're talking about D linemen or offensive linemen, those guys never run a 40. So it's very.
That's not necessarily true, but
what I'm saying,
they just want to get a measurement. They want a baseline, Ira. It's about raw athletic ability.
Okay, so baseline them in the pads.
I don't think they need that.
Then they have to get everyone fitted a certain way.
I think they should have. I think they should have the combine. I think the skill position players ought to have to go through the American Gladiators obstacle course.
That was the best. Assault was easily the best of the non-main obstacle courses.
What was the assault with the
That
tennis
was
ball?
The tennis gun, or the gun that shot tennis balls out.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
I
Love
always
that.
wanted to do that. If I could do one thing in any game show, it'd be the assault course.
I'd do the Price is Right.
The wheel or,
Yeah.
or the showcase showdown.
Oh, just one thing in a game show?
Yeah,
Maybe I'd do the Double Dare
the double there.
jousting with the foam bats.
I'd have to play fast money on Family Feud, obviously. I mean, that's
Jay still doesn't get how that works.
Did I tell you that
I like my way better.
I hosted a Family Feud event on Sunday night.
No, you didn't.
So I went to this charity event. They asked me to MC part of the/ and they wanted me to host they were going to play Family Feud, and it was for a school. So they did the teachers / administrators versus one of the families who, like, all the kids go to the school, and like the grandparents had gone to the school, the whole family, and whatever. So I'm doing the game, and so you know how Richard Dawson would go to the table where the team is and say, "Oh, hey, let's talk to Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones,
Yeah.
Let's see here. Where are you? What do you do in San Bernardino?" He's like, "Oh, I'm an insurance salesman." You're like, "Okay, that's great, buddy." Well, and then you talk to him, and he'd say, "All right, what's your answer?" So I go to the guy who's a principal of the school. I said, "Okay, Principal Yo-Yo. Principal, from my understanding is school violence is down 36% since you started here."
You just made it up.
It's like a parochial school. They don't have any
Right.
violence. And he thought it was so funny. And I was like, "All right, what's your answer? Number one answer on the board. Let's see what you got." And it was fun. They had a good time.
That's good.
I can't. It's hard. I mean, I don't want to give away the questions because it's not really. It would be hard to explain.
Trying to test my listening comprehension this morning. What Mark is saying, if we're sixth, we keep.
Correct.
We give away 8 or higher.
8 to 3. 9 to 3.
Anything 9. Oh, wait a minute. So
No.
what?
You give away between 8 and 3. You keep 9 to 15 or whatever. You're 1, 2, 3 protected.
What do we do with 6, Mark?
We have to pick at 6. Any pick 8 or under, we select. Anything 9 or below, we give away. It's easy.
9 or below. I mean 9 through 16.
That's
Oh,
above.
sorry, 9 through 30, whatever.
9 through 30, whatever.
We need this visually.
Right.
We need
9 through 30, you convey.
So 6, we keep Romeo Langford from Indiana in this scenario.
Yeah, which would be, as an Indiana fan, I do not think he's as good.
Would you rather have Romeo Langford or Darius Garland? Never heard of any of these guys.
Yeah, right. Garland?
Have you heard of any of these
What
guys?
about Bull?
Bull, you don't really need.
No, you definitely need Bull.
Has he been playing it all this year?
He was until he got injured.
What about Sekou Douamboyaya?
Hey, go back a little bit. Go back up. You know who that is?
John Tay Porter?
Yeah.
Is that Michael Porter Jr.'s brother?
Yeah.
Why isn't he John Tay Porter Jr.? Just kidding, Ira. Don't answer that.
He's Cole Porter III.
What about KZ Okpala?
Favorite all-time college athlete name?
Gotcham God.
Baskerville Holmes.
What was the guy's name from Georgia?
Dwayne? What is
All right,
that?
We got to take a break.
We got to take a break.
Yeah.
Hard break. We're out of here. We'll be right back.
No, what was his name? Sunday out of
I
game.
have a very honest golf instructor. This is Sheldon Rosengarten with Mark's Bensdorf Realtors. My instructor is Marty Fulton, a PGA Life member whom you may remember from Plantation, Whispering Woods, or Holiday Golf Club. When I asked him what I might do to improve my game, Marty, what did you tell me?
Sheldon, I told you to get your clubs together, Put them in your car, then take them to the nearest lake and toss them in.
Great, Marty. You're a big help.
Sheldon, you're far better at selling homes than you'll ever be at golf. That's why people often say when you want the job done, call Sheldon.
Thanks, Marty. And if you or someone you know is thinking about selling their home, you should talk to 2 to 3 real estate brokers and make sure that I am one of them. Find out the difference in what they do in my highly successful strategic marketing program with the Shellbucks option. You or they can reach me at 682-1868 or memphisrelocate.com. That's Sheldon Rosengarten at 682-1868 or memphisrelocate.com. Do it now.
Great.
Are you looking for a good, honest mechanic? Well, you have found one. Hi, my name is Marcus Williams, owner of Automotive Repair for Less, offering you lesser rates for your automobile repair. We do major and minor work, replacing engines, transmissions, tune-ups, brakes, and almost anything you need in automotive repair. I'm located at 2975 James Road, in between Warford and Hollywood, on top of the Overpath Bridge. My number is 901-859-6169. That is again, 901-859-6169. Hopefully I'll hear from you. Automotive Repair for Less.
Oh, yeah. What does she do?
She was a computer teacher.
Hey everybody, the Ion Sports here to tell you about Advatech. Advatech is a local IT company that manages your business's computer network and technology. They make sure your network is secure to prevent any type of security breach which could possibly compromise your company's information or your customer's information. Advatech is a one-stop shop for any computer problems. No need to waste valuable time on calling tech support. One call, they will handle everything for you. Advatech can also help you save on average $500 a month on your office phones and internet costs by doing a vendor cost analysis for their customers. If you own a business and are tired of frustrating computer issues, call Advatech. Advatech, we are your IT department. Call 901-262-7925 or email support@advatech.com. ADVATEK, Advatech, 262-7925.
Well, you would participate in the diaper contest? For 5 GER? I'm in. What happened? No music.
I got nothing.
Nah. You got
Well,
nothing?
now we're on, but I heard no music.
Yeah. What happened?
We had a music problem. You're back. We're back. Ion Sports, B-Ball Jones. Ira, did you see what I just Googled? Read that out loud.
Rape culture in 80s movies.
I heard you talking about that as we walked in, and sure enough, there's 2 articles right off the top. Probably blogs, but did 80s movies reinforce rape culture? I think we already know the answer, but let's just see what these people have to say.
I thought we were over this topic.
I would hope we were.
I think it's great. It's a good foray into 80s movies.
No, then it makes me feel
There's the
bad
music.
for watching 80s movies.
Well, I don't know
So,
about that.
Ira, I'm not going to read
Just because you don't,
blog.
Mark, just because you don't condone people doing blackface doesn't mean Aykroyd doing blackface in Trading Places wasn't funny.
Did he do it? When did he?
Yeah, when they're on the train, when they're going to take the orange crop from Paul Gleason, also in Breakfast Club.
You know, Dan Aykroyd is in a Netflix show that Carly's watching.
What?
Something like Working Moms or something.
Oh, find out what it's called. I'd be interested to know about
Pretty
that.
sure it's called Working Moms. Hey, Ira,
Yeah.
Breakfast Club pops up. You
Yeah.
know what they're probably referring to in
When
that?
Bender's under the table,
Yeah.
puts his face into Ringwald's
And bites.
crotchal region.
Yeah.
What was that move for? Jesus, you sick bastard.
I'm just saying, it's bad. It's bad.
That's not what that sounded like to me, but okay.
No, that is. I mean,
I know
Let's
it
get
is
back on
bad.
topic here, boys.
What topic was that?
What,
the Grizz have 26 wins.
Yeah, how many wins did the Grizzlies have?
No, we got to talk about them Tigers for at least a second.
Oh, we do? It's just so disappointing they don't play, but let's talk about it. What can we talk about?
If they win on Tulsa,
They
regardless
beat
of what
Tulsa
they
at home.
do, home against Tulsa. Regardless of what they do in the tournament, has this been a successful first season for Penny Hardaway?
So let's take the worst case. You're saying if they beat Tulsa and then lose first game in the tournament, get bounced by Tulane in an epic upset.
Or let's say they make it the second round. They don't lose.
Okay.
No one's going to lose to Tulane. They're only like.
Okay, the hypothetical is they disappoint in the tournament.
There we go.
But they finish 19-12. Are they 18-12 right now? Or 18-13?
17-11 maybe?
No. They have more games than that.
I'll tell you.
Check it out. Anyway, I think a little bit depends. I think they're in position. Are you saying they don't get an NIT bid, Mark?
They're 18-12.
Let's just say regular season.
I'm happy to say this. I'll draw this conclusion. The regular season's been a success. If they beat Tulsa, the regular season has been a success. The overall season, I think if they go to the NIT, it is an unquestioned success. If they don't, I think it's fine, but it's a mild disappointment. That's how I feel. Mild, not major. You immediately turn the page to next year. You get excited. You've got this great recruiting class coming in. By all accounts, the spring recruiting period will be exciting because they're in the mix for some really good guys, and they have some open scholarships. So you're going to get some activity there. Maybe they tweak the staff. So it will not be a disappointment either way. But I don't think you could say it's an unquestioned success if they totally whiff on postseason play. From a performance standpoint, attendance, energy, excitement, that's all in the bag. Joy, all of it. That's all in the bag. You're playing with house money. But in terms of the on-court success, I was going to mention this the other day. I really do turn on 92.9 and listen to what those guys have to say. But I did turn on the 4 o'clock show the other day. I happened to be right when it was coming on, and it was it was Monday, so it was the first show since the Cincinnati game. So I listened to that host over there, who's a national college basketball writer, and that is the one thing when I used to listen to his show that I'll give him a lot of credit for. It's what I like about his show is he's got good knowledge regarding college basketball as a whole because it's his job. So he does a nice job with that. But he was talking about how, according to KenPom, this team is way better than last year's team. And, I don't know if you could break up. They're clearly better. And I said that a month ago. This is the best Memphis team since the last tournament team they had. It's a good team. I like the way they play. I don't know how much better they are than they would have been. I don't really care to have the conversation so much. He brought it up. It's like, you get this thing about why are they still bringing it up? I was listening for 5 minutes before he's bringing up last year and how he was right. And it's almost like, what are you trying to prove? It's gone. But
it reminds me of a guy that has to come into a radio show every day to remind you about how he invented the meme.
Yeah.
Or like how he told you at the beginning of the season Kansas wasn't going to win the regular season tournament, regular season title. And then he comes in the first day they've been eliminated and tells you about how,
who brought it up? Roll the tape back. Who brought it up today? Who brought it up?
I'm kidding.
Yes. Who brought it up?
You're right. It is like they continually have to remind you that look how much better it is now. And I told you so. And I helped get him out of here, wink, wink.
And by the way, it's better now. The team is better. The attendance is better.
Sure.
There's no question about
it. I completely agree with you when you say you don't know if this team, performance-wise, is better than what you would have had with different coach and a few different players.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's fine, though. But so anyway, Mark, your question, I'm fine. It's not going to be they've avoided failure. I think if they don't hit any postseason, it kind of leaves a weird taste in your mouth. But if they go to the NIT, I think it's a great success.
The people who will leave a bad taste in the mouth is probably more for people like us, you and I, people who are able to, and I'm not talking about anything to do with the Tubby stuff.
Right.
I'm just talking about people who are able to remain objective about the team, their performance, their ability to improve, et cetera, et cetera. The person who is delighted that there was a change and that fans are back in the building and there's joy back in the program, those people have been saying anyway, next year.
Sure.
This is a throwaway year. This year doesn't count.
But that was always garbage because every year counts.
It's garbage to us.
Yeah.
Not to them.
I think it's garbage to anybody. I mean, not to them. You're right. I mean, I think they're wrong.
They've convinced themselves.
Let's go back to Dedrick Lawson for a minute. And this is why I think it would be such a success to go to the NIT. You had Dedrick Lawson for 2 years. You had KJ Lawson. You had Markel Crawford. You had talented people through this program. Last year, you had Jeremiah Martin, who you have this year, but he was really good last year. They have not been to the NIT in a long time. It's an accomplishment to get back to that level.
That's the only reason why I want to go.
And I think they're in really good position to go.
I think they'll go.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be a success. Even if they lost in the first round of the AAC tournament, I think they'd go.
It'll be tight. It'll be very tight. If they don't win one game, meaning if they lose the opening round game to Crabville, whoever, Tulane or whatever, you're talking about a real tough situation. Because, number one, if you win Saturday, that would be your 20th win, which is always a number that people like to look at. And then if you have to say, well, we're at home and we lost the opening round to ECU or Tulane or whatever, and put us in the NIT because we'll bring 12,000 people to the game. Man, that's tough.
Did y'all see what they said about the conference tournament?
We're here.
Yeah, how it's not going to count as a neutral game. It's going to count for us as home wins.
Why would they do that?
Because it's our home court.
It's our home court.
It doesn't matter. Is that a new thing?
Yeah, well, I think it just matters a little bit because a neutral win's better than a home win.
Well, no, that's true, but I mean that's when you're talking about NCAA tournament.
Well, I don't care. I just want them to go out.
I'm just serious because
I just want them to go out and compete in that. I want them to be in the semis at the least.
But in years past, they would have considered that a neutral site game.
Right, I think so. And now they're considering it a home game for Memphis.
The other point, by the way, that GP was making that I made, I think, Monday as well. Maybe he was listening. That's probably where he got it from. You've talked all year about, hey, the tournament's on your home floor, blah, blah, blah. But now that you're here and you look at the body of results or the body of work of everybody and who these teams are and you've watched them, now you're here and they really do have a shot. And they may not win it, but they're not going
to win the tournament?
Yeah.
Sure.
Like you always said they did, but it's possible that they were going to be bad enough and somebody else was going to be good enough where you're like, they don't really even have a shot.
No.
Like last year, for example. They played Cincinnati tough in that tournament, but you didn't really expect that team last year was going to be able, without Jeremiah Martin, who was injured at the end of the year, that they were going to be able to beat Cincinnati and then Houston or Cincinnati and then Wichita State back-to-back days. But this year, looking at it, being on the home floor, there's a legitimate shot.
You can also base that on how you played those teams this year. You played Cincinnati.
Yeah.
You don't have any music. The music won't come. You got 30 seconds. Okay. You can also base that on how you played those teams this year. You played Houston pretty tough. You played Cincinnati tough, very tough twice. So,
if you had to bet all your money, Ira.
No, we don't win the tournament.
Me neither. I don't think so.
Anyway, we're going to have to get out of here. We don't know what the music is, so we got about 10 seconds left. Thanks for coming in, Jay. See you later, Mark. Yeah. Adios, muchachos. We're out of here.
No music?
Dude, I have no clue what happened. Just start scrolling through everything.
Okay. No problem.
Where is Tubby coaching?
High Point.
Why are they not in this tournament, Brad?